stone mulching looks wrong to modern eyes. No wood chips, no straw, no compost blanket. Just rocks laid across soil like a mistake waiting to happen. That's exactly why I tried it. Ancient farmers in arid regions trusted stone mulch to grow food where rainfall was unreliable and soils were thin. After 1 week of testing it in real garden beds, the change was fast, visible and hard to ignore. Leaf colour deepened, soil moisture stabilised and growth accelerated in ways organic mulches didn't deliver under the same conditions. This is not folklore. It's physics, microbiology and thermal control working together. How stone mulching quietly shaped ancient agriculture. Stone mulching was used by indigenous farmers in the American Southwest, Mediterranean terrace builders, Andean growers and desert-edge communities across Africa and the Middle East. These growers didn't use stones for decoration. They used them to trap moisture, regulate temperature, protect soil structure and feed underground life. The stones acted as armour and engine at the same time, turning harsh environments into productive ground without imported materials. Now, let's talk about why stone mulch behaves so differently from organic mulch. You see, organic mulches do a fine job of insulating the soil, but as they break down, they actually consume nitrogen, and, well, sometimes they can even harbour pests. Stones, on the other hand, don't decompose at all. Instead, what they do is manipulate energy. During the day, these stones absorb heat and reduce evaporation by shielding the soil from direct sunlight and wind. Then, at night, stones release that stored warmth, which helps prevent those sudden temperature drops that can really shock roots and the microbes living in the soil. This daily thermal rhythm, as it were, keeps the soil biology active for longer and encourages roots to grow steadily. So, what actually changed in the soil within the first week? Well, within just a few days, the soil beneath the stones stayed cool right through midday and remained warm even after sunset. Moisture levels held steady even during those dry afternoons, and, interestingly, worm activity increased under the stones, especially in places where organic mulch had previously compacted the soil. Fine feeder roots appeared closer to the surface, a sign that the plant trusted the environment above. Leaves showed less midday droop, and new growth thickened rather than stretching weakly upward. How stone mulching improves water efficiency without irrigation tricks. Water loss happens mostly at the surface. Stone mulch blocks that loss without sealing soil like plastic. Rain and irrigation flow between stones, soaking deeply instead of running off. The stones then slow evaporation, meaning fewer watering cycles are needed. Ancient farmers paired stone mulch with sparse rainfall and still produced reliable harvests. This isn't water magic, it's surface physics applied correctly. So, let's talk about how to apply stone mulching correctly without damaging your soil. First off, always start with clean, inert stones. You know, river stones, gravel, crushed rock, or even broken stone can all work quite well, but do steer clear of limestone if your soil is already alkaline. Before you begin, make sure to clear away any existing weeds and, importantly, water the soil deeply before placing the stones. Now, when you're ready to lay your stones, just remember to arrange them in a single layer, leaving small gaps here and there for air exchange. Don't pile them on too thickly. The aim here is coverage, not burial. Once you've got them in place, give the area a light watering to help settle the soil temperature balance. Here's something folks often overlook: why stone size matters more than people realize. Smaller stones, for instance, heat up and cool down faster, which makes them ideal for cooler climates and springtime use. On the other hand, larger stones store more heat and are best suited for dry, hot regions where a bit of nighttime warmth can make all the difference. Ancient growers, you know, matched stone size to climate, not just to convenience. This little detail actually explains why some modern attempts fail, while those historical systems absolutely thrived. Let's talk about how stone mulch supports soil life instead of, well, smothering it. Contrary to common fear, stone mulch does not suffocate the soil. In fact, it stabilizes it. Microbial activity actually increases under stones because temperature swings are reduced and, you see, moisture stays consistent. Fungi extend their hyphae through protected zones, linking roots more efficiently. Stones also prevent surface crusting, which allows oxygen exchange to continue quite naturally. Now, let's consider why pests tend to avoid stone mulch beds. Rodents, for instance, really dislike the exposed movement and those sudden temperature shifts you get near stone surfaces. Slugs and snails, well, they find stones far less hospitable than the damp organic mulch they usually prefer. And insects that rely on decaying plant matter, they simply lose their shelter. You know, ancient growers noticed all of this long before modern pest studies even existed. They used stones quite deliberately around their most vulnerable crops. So, how does stone mulching stack up against modern plastic and fabric barriers? Well, plastic, for one, traps heat a bit too aggressively and completely blocks soil respiration. Landscape fabric, on the other hand, tends to degrade over time and honestly compacts the soil beneath it. Stone mulch lasts decades, improves soil structure over time and requires no replacement. It is a one-time investment that pays back season after season. Where stone mulching works best today. Stone mulch excels in raised beds, containers, perennial plantings, drought-prone gardens and survival systems where inputs are limited. It pairs especially well with deep-rooted crops, herbs, fruit trees and heat-loving vegetables. In cold climates, it extends the growing season without artificial heat. Why this ancient method still matters now. Stone mulching represents a mindset shift. Instead of feeding soil constantly, it protects soil so it can feed itself. That philosophy built agricultural systems that lasted centuries without exhaustion. In a world chasing faster growth with more inputs, this method proves restraint and structure often outperform additives. If this breakdown helped you rethink how soil really works, subscribe to Hydrohaven, share this with growers stuck fighting evaporation and stress, and keep ancient proven techniques alive where modern shortcuts keep failing.